A rainbow baby is, you know when the storm hits and you're in the middle of it, wala kang makikitang iba. It's dark. Rainbow is hope.
A rainbow baby is a blessing and it's something that the Lord gives you to brighten your darkest hours.
A rainbow baby is not just a baby after miscarriage, but a rainbow baby is me. The whole of what I've become, my journey, his journey, my family, my husband's journey, that is who he is.
Alam mo, yung mga lalaki, pag sinabing, di magkita tayo for closure, huwag kayong maniniwala sa mga ganun.
Para akong biggest achievement at the same time biggest disappointment. Hindi eh. Iba pala yung feeling.
Ano ba yan? Kasi naman, wala pang 5 minutes. Pero nagsisigawan kami lahat sa video call. Kasi siya, ganito, ganyan.
Ito pa, wait lang. I got pregnant at an early age, 19 during that time. And it was never planned. 7 years after, magsama kami, 7 years, mayroon na kaming kid. Sabi, parang we're ready financially. Matured enough na rin kami. So we started to try. Unfortunately, yes, I got pregnant back in 2017. However, binigay siya sa amin for like mga 3 months or 5 months, I think. 5 months lang. I got a miscarriage. Based on science, or based with my OB's diagnosis, it is low-lying placenta.
We've been married for 6 years. Prior to that, we've been together for 3 years. We decided to actively try when we already moved to our first house sa condo. Early 2019, if I got it correctly, we did workups. I had an analysis for myself, for my ovaries. So that's when I discovered I actually have PCOS. For almost a year, I constantly went there, religiously taking everything that you need to take. Nag-miss ako ng period for 3 days at first. I took a pregnancy test. The first test was it's positive. And it's kind of faded. So we waited for another week. Nag-PT ako ulit. Yun, strong na yung dalawang lines. Because the second one was a bit faded pa. Since we were doing workups, I go to the OB every now and then. I came back week 8 of my pregnancy. There was no heartbeat.
When we got married, both of us, my husband and I, were really focused on being financially stable. So the baby was not really on our mind yet. But then, of course, Filipino culture, yung pressure ng parents, pressure ng relatives, but hindi pa kayo magka-baby. Well, we were not really getting any younger that time. We got married, my husband was already 30, and I was already 30 years old then. So the following year, they were already asking, oh, asan na apo namin? Asan na baby? But then, we always say, in God's time. We got married 2012. August 2013, we found out that we're pregnant. It was a really complicated and sensitive pregnancy. So I found out a little late, around 6 weeks. And at that time, I was already having the spotting and bleeding. To my mind, I was not aware that I was already pregnant at that time. There's actually an infection, and I've been given different kinds of antibiotics already. But even with the medicines as well as the pampakapit that they give, the bleeding won't stop. But then, unfortunately, we lost the baby on the 8th week of pregnancy. So that actually triggered the fact that we already want to have a baby.
This was the first miscarriage I had. So, nalaman ko lang na hirap na pala akong magbuntis because of, or after the miscarriage. The second miscarriage was different. Sobrang painful sa akin kasi Pangalawa na siya. Malik ako, punta ako sa OB ko. Another OB told me that you'll have 5 to 1% chance of having a kid again. Doon pumasok sa akin yung depression. Na parang, bakit may mga ibang tao na di naman nila kayang alagaan yung kids nila? Bakit sila yung binibigyan ng maraming kids? So yung turning point ko was my second miscarriage, and the acceptance is sobrang tagal.
The problem was, I had what you call a missed miscarriage. Missed miscarriage is when a woman's body fails to recognize that the baby she's carrying inside her womb is already lifeless. This is so hard. I had to do a medical abortion. I had to take this medicine. I had to take it para mahulog siya kasi hindi siya malalaglag. I mean, it's easy to get a DNC, pero if I really wanted to have a kid, I have to make that call.
Of course, it was devastating. I start to question myself. After the first one, we would like to get pregnant again, but then I had this back condition. There was a complication after the first miscarriage, so I had to be rehabilitated first. So I attended several therapy sessions for my back because there's something wrong with my spine. So maybe it was around after 6 months when we told ourselves that we're ready and we would want to try again. The second pregnancy, which we thought was going okay, was not really okay. We lost the child at 8 weeks again if we found out that it no longer has a heartbeat. Unfortunately, despite the treatments, the third pregnancy was still unsuccessful. So we let go and let God. We really did not do anything from June up to December that year. And on January 2016, we found out that I was pregnant for the 4th time.
Siguro, what I did is to love myself. Latter part ng 2018, nung nag-start na akong parang tanggapin na it's about time to love myself again. Magpaganda na lang ako kasi mamahalin naman ako ng asawa. Siya rin, ganun excited ako. So, nag-keto ako, nag-intermittent fasting ako, bumaba yung timbang ko, tapos nag-stop ako mag-pills. Sabi ko, try natin, malay mo. And in 2019, I got pregnant. When I found out that I was pregnant, ang una kong ginawa is to accept na this kid would never be mine. Nandun na ako sa stage na yun na, if kukunin siya ulit, I'd be stronger. Parang ganon. Actually, ang tagal nung process ko eh. Parang 2 months bago ko pa sinabi na, yeah, buntis nga yata talaga ako. Ang difference nito is that, when I had kuya, wala akong limitations. But this time, it's very, very, very different. Kailangan nasa bahay ka lang, nakahiga ka lang sa kama, hindi ka pwedeng gumalaw. Ang gamot mo 3 times a day, which would cost you. Hindi ako nag-post sa social media kasi pre-event ko na maraming makaalam. Kasi they would say, congratulations, congratulations, tapos biglang mawawala. Mas masakit siya sa akin.
After 6 months, I told my husband, I'd like to stop pills, but I'd also like to stop doing workups. I know we wanted to have kids, sabi ko sa kanya, but if it happens, it will happen. Kung ibibigay ni Lord, ibibigay ni Lord. During the time na nagpipills ako, because I am a Christian, I always read the Bible. And God's message to me was always, the pain that you experience now is nothing to the joy, compared to the joy that is coming. For the entire 6 months, paulit-ulit yung message niya. I prayed so hard. Kasi alam ko may PCOS ako eh. And I know it's gonna be hard for me to get pregnant without the help of science, of an OB. So sabi ko, Lord, I will surrender it to you. Kasi kung feeling mo ready na ako, okay. Kung hindi pa, then I will wait. Pero hindi ko na i-intervene yung plans mo. And then, He changed His message to me from that to wait, to anticipate. So the specific verse was, I am doing something new. Can you not perceive it? That was February. Nag-stop ako ng pills. And then, our baby was created.
The fourth pregnancy was something that we never have expected, but the Lord have given it to us. So we took it as a sign that maybe it's God's way of saying na, hey guys, I see that you're already fit to become parents, so now I'm giving you a blessing. So at this time, it was only the our OB who was in charge. Other doctors were no longer on board. It is a more sensitive and a high-risk pregnancy. On the 7th month, there was this question na if they are to harvest the baby or not. Because in APA's cases, they are so scared that my body might reject the baby. Doc, no, because una-una, we are not sure if we will be financially capable. Is there a way that we could actually prolong the pregnancy into at least term pregnancy? And she said, okay, but we will be in close monitoring. Finally, we have a schedule for the September 8th cesarean delivery. I saw my baby after na, when the baby was given to me. Iba yung, when I heard him cry, I was also crying inside and outside because imagine the struggle. But that didn't end there because minutes after the baby was brought to the NICU, they found out that he could not breathe. At that time, we were already begging God. We were already begging the Lord that if He puts us through it, please get us through it. So it was a struggle from 48 hours to 48 hours, stretched to 5 days, and then 7 days, and then eventually on the 9th day, he was out of the tubes. My baby was out of the tubes already. And fortunately, I think it was on the 11th day when finally the oxygen was already removed from him, wherein he can already breathe on his own.
Sebastian R.A.I. is my rainbow baby. So we did Sebastian because I really love the name Sebastian. It's also a Bible name. And we just wanted na, yun nga, puro SR yung magiging name. So dun tayo sa medyo magandang pakinggan na parang heavenly, gano'n.
Mahaba yung pangalan ng baby ko. So, it's Phoenix John Pierre. So, since he was a rainbow baby, I was actually looking for something that meant similar. To me, Phoenix was given to us after nawala ni Angel. Symbolically, he's a rebirth of yung want ko magka-baby. Because binaon ko yun eh. Because you're scared. Tapos, John Pierre is a variation of John and French for Peter after his dad.
My baby's name is Zach Alexander. Zach actually means God remembers. And Alexander means defender. So in our case, he was our defender from loneliness, aside from the fact that his father's name is also Alexis.
A rainbow baby defines how powerful God is. Rainbow baby is the best gift that God would give you in times of questioning Him. A rainbow baby is not just a baby after miscarriage, but a rainbow baby is me. The whole of what I've become, my journey, his journey, my family, my husband's journey, that is who he is.
A rainbow baby is actually a blessing. It is a light after the dark. And it's something that the Lord gives you to brighten your darkest hours.
A rainbow baby is, you know when the storm hits and you're in the middle of it, wala kang makikitang iba. It's dark. You may see light from afar, pero hindi mo kasi manonotice yun eh. And then, rainbow is hope. I'm gonna go biblical here, ha? The first record of the word rainbow in the Bible was during Noah's Ark. When God told Noah na, never again will I flood the earth and all its inhabitants. This is the sign of my covenant, na hindi ko na uulitin i-flood yung earth. So that was the meaning of a rainbow baby for me. Na lumabas, na-conceive si Phoenix after kong mamakunan. God is telling me na hindi ko na ulitin sa'yo yon. It won't happen to you again. Because he's a rainbow baby. That's my promise. He will be fine. Ito na yung joy na kapalit nung pain na naramdaman mo prior.